guys, do you want to see a cult film featuring Scotland and immortals?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you do, then Highlander is for you.
Highlander from 1986 is the movie that we are talking about. My name is Brian Lee. In quarantine in Elk Grove is
Brandan.
In quarantine in Evanston is
Christopher Lee.
You guys drinking or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Christopher, what are you drinking?
This is the Jewel brand Canadian whiskey.
Oh.
So it's apparently aged for 8 years. We'll see how it is.
What proof is that?
80 proof, 40%.
Okay. Brand.
A very old Barton.
Okay.
Nice. It's coming back.
They're dwindling down, but I didn't buy it.
Fuck you. Actually, I sent you guys a picture of this last week, and I've been drinking it. I think it was last week, and I am drinking the Jepson's bourbon, 100 proof. Clearly, I like it very much because I started drinking it today. Bram, do you recommend Highlander?
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Brian, would you recommend Highlander?
I'm on the fence, but I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, I agree as well. I recommend it. I feel like it's a little long, but I recommend it. And just going forward, Brand, you have seen this before, right?
I've seen this maybe 20 times. Okay. Yeah.
And then, Brian, have you seen this before?
No, I've never seen it. And while when you mentioned it's kind of long, isn't there an uncut version out there?
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. Brand, do you know?
I do. I actually. Oh, let me. You want to grab something?
You don't need to get your TV. Okay. Yeah, I mean, before this, I had not seen the Highlander, so this is a first-time viewing for me.
They made a TV show too.
That I know.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched almost all of it. Maybe I can't recall any of it though.
Right. And there's a second movie, right?
There's a couple.
I've only watched the first. So I was just like, nope, that's the only one for me. So
yeah,
sure.
I think it's Highlander 2: The Quickening or something like that.
Yes. I think How Did This Get Made covers that, I think.
What'd you think of the soundtrack?
That's the first thing I wanted to talk about, actually. I really like the soundtrack.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's like, you hear those sirens from?
Sure can.
Chicago.
Yeah, I didn't. So I knew Queen did the main theme, but I didn't know there were so many Queen songs in this movie.
So, little bit of trivia. I guess originally Queen was only supposed to do the one song.
Right.
But then I guess they watched a cut of the film and all the members love the movie. So they're oh, we're going to write more songs for this. And it basically sounds like each member of Queen wrote a different song for this. So they ended up doing 4 or 5 songs.
Yeah.
It's really
cool. So a super guilty pleasure Queen song of mine is 1 Year of Love. Mm-hmm. And so I'd never seen this movie before. And it's I'm watching it. And then when it goes to the scene where it's just him in the bar, sulking, and it's playing that song, I'm like, well, fuck, I just want to watch a movie of Highlander just striking out at the bar. He can't pick up women. Yeah,
because the beginning of this movie starts with Sean Connery doing a voiceover,
right?
And with very ambient synth pads, and then it cuts to Queen. It's very oh, okay, it's the 80s.
Until now.
Here we are.
Well, and that was the other thing too. So my biggest beef with this movie is I wish it would have stayed in the old ages. I didn't know it would jump back between a current time and then the past.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Because when the first scene is like him at a pro wrestling show, and I'm like, what? Like, what? I was super confused.
Yeah, the three birds, man, it was great.
Yeah, oh, that guy was so flamboyant too. He's just like,
I started watching, like when I first watched it, I was a kid. So I guess it didn't never bother me of the jumping back and forth. But like this recent time I watched it, and it is strange, but it really doesn't bother me at all. Like I said, probably because I've seen it so many times, so I know what to expect, and I already know the story, how it connects. So
right,
yeah.
I feel like our hero is the ugliest person ever.
He has some of that Exterminator 2 hero look to him.
I had to look it up, and I straight up thought it was the guy who played Vigo from Ghostbusters 2.
Really?
I did. I thought it was him, and I'm like, holy shit!
This guy never put that together. But without you say it, I can't. Now I can't like. They're the same person.
There's a lot of large foreheads in this movie.
Yes.
Kurgan.
Oh yes,
AKA the guard from Shawshank Redemption /
That's where I know him.
A man working outdoors feels more like a man if you can have a bottle of suds. It's only my opinion. Sir.
What are you Jimmy staring at? Back to work.
Let's go work.
Yeah, it's Kurgan though. When he especially was in the church. That was intense.
Yeah. Actually, hold on. Wait a second. Actually, that's the one. He's like,
Happy Halloween, ladies.
A lot of those lines of him in the church, I guess, were ad-libbed by him. And so, but once they're done with the take and they cut, I guess he like apologized to all the priests and nuns. He's like, I'm so sorry.
now give me my money.
One of the first questions I have is, it's a little bit of a hypothetical, but want to get your guys' opinion on it. Say you're out at an event, maybe at the United Center or Rosemont Arena, whatever, Illinois, event space. And you come out to your car and there's two guys battling with broadswords and there's just sparks everywhere. What do? You're like,
have I seen Highlander first?
Sure.
I'd be like, it's the quickening. The Highlander's happening. I would just sit behind the car and kind of like peek and watch. I want to become the one.
And one of those guys is doing a lot of backflips.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that part. I don't get that part.
Yeah, I think I would just do like a real quick Yui and just get out of there. I'm like, nope, I don't want any of this.
Yeah, because when I saw that, I was like, would I stay and watch? Do you call 911? Like, because towards the end, like they're just messing up all these cars and stuff. So it's like if your car was there and you're just like, okay.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. The budget on this must have been pretty decent because there is a lot of set destruction.
Yes.
Like cars are getting fucked up. That Silver City neon sign.
Yeah.
At the end, like all those windows burst and shit like that. So, I mean, the budget must have been pretty decent.
Yeah, because I mean, every time there's a quickening, like basically everything explodes. So, because even
especially in that windows. What do you guys think of Sean Connery?
He dresses like an asshole, kind of, when we first meet him.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
And he's supposed to,
that's not what I said at all.
that, and he's supposed to be playing an Egyptian, which I thought was funny.
Yeah, from Spain.
And to kind of go deeper down that rabbit hole, so Sean Connery, he's supposed to be Egyptian, but he's actually Scottish. And the Highlander, he's supposed to be Scottish, and he's a French American actor.
Yes.
But if I was Sean Connery and I'm actually Scottish and I have to hear this guy butcher my homeland's accent, I would just be like, nope, I'm out.
Well, apparently Sean Connery did all of his scenes in 7 days. And apparently he was like wasted drunk most of the time.
But he did all the scenes?
all of his scenes in 7 days.
Oh, so there was he had to have a stunt for like the running part on the beach. Can you see that part of the beach where they're running? They show a wide shot of them running, and the one dude just flies by Sean Connery, and they just their feet, and they're running step and step together. It was like, I don't think that's the same.
But I mean, that's also Sean Connery from 35 years ago.
That is true. That is
which
true.
Is crazy.
He's still around, right?
Yes.
I just saw a thing on Reddit where he quit filmmaking because of how bad the reviews were for League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago, too.
That was a long time ago.
Wow.
Now, at the end, I'm skipping around. So at the end, when, after he kills fucking Mr. Krabs, so after like those windows explode and all like the like demon things are like swirling around, that like animation or whatever.
Yeah.
I really liked the way that it looked. And I know it's dated kind of, but I wish Color Out of Space would have done that opposed to the purple weird fog that they did.
That would have been pretty neat. It still would have had to have been like a weird color though. Because that's the point of Color Out of Space. It would have had to have been a weird type of color. Did you just the effect you mean?
I think it was just so computery looking, you know?
Yeah. No, I get what you mean. Did you guys catch the part where they're fighting? I think it's like, I forget where they're fighting, but there's the helicopter. It's got the light on them, and they all run away. And the guy in the helicopter's like, hey, hold it right there.
Another time, Highlander. I will find you.
Hey, hold it right there. Come back here.
Well, and then the other thing that I didn't quite get is when Mr. Krabs is like assembling his sword in his hotel room. Mm-hmm. I feel like that would fuck with the structural integrity of that sword.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, he starts doing like basketball tricks with it. He's like, like he's gonna start spinning it on his finger, and then like a little kid's gonna walk in. He's gonna hold his finger and start spinning on his finger.
I'd be okay with that scene.
The part where they're on the beach and he's like, listen to the stag, like focus on the stag's blood and breathing. And it's like the quickening. Like, yeah. Like I remember it being so awesome when I was like 10. Yeah. Because it's like a stag. I watched it, I'm just like, he just kind of looked at a stag and ran in the beach. Yep. It didn't have the same impact. It was still awesome, but it didn't have that same impact. I remember when I was like a 10-year-old kid.
Yeah, Rocky 3 did it better.
Yeah, very much so.
There you go.
There is no tomorrow.
One thing I was curious about is, so this is kind of like towards the middle of the movie. Sean Connery and what's the villain's name? Kurgan. So they're having like the knife fight, like in, it wasn't a castle because it's just like one pillar.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They're having, yes.
Yeah.
So they're having their sword fight. But like whenever they'd miss and hit the wall, like all the stones would fall over.
Yeah.
So it just seemed weird that just like a single sword strike.
Yeah, like the stones would fall, or like they would start glowing red and explode, or I didn't quite get that. And then there would be times where he has like this huge broadsword, and he would like hit a window, and it would just make this big thud, like the glass wouldn't break. It's just like,
it's the quickening, guys. It's the quickening.
That doesn't explain everything.
Yes, everything you have questions about, the quickening.
Okay, so what is the quickening?
Isn't that what you put in milk to make chocolate milk? Nestle Quicken.
Nestle, that's what it's called.
They don't go into like the background of the fantasy portion of it. There's no like, there's like, oh, this is what it is. This is what it does. This is why we're here. That's all you need to know. They don't give you they give you nothing.
Yeah, they really don't describe what the quickening is, and they really don't say, well, they say a lot of times there can only be one.
There can be only one. Only one. There can be only one.
There can be only one.
But they don't say what happens when there only is one.
Well, he has all like now he knows everything. He knows everyone's thoughts. He reads everyone's mind. He knows everything about everything. and he can feel, because at the end he's like, now that I know everyone's, thoughts, I can like make peace and bring them together. They can understand each other. Is what he was saying at the end.
Oh, so he can literally tell what people are thinking?
Yeah.
I thought they were just saying that.
She goes, what are you thinking right now? And he goes, he's like, you're thinking that, could you ever like be with me and love me for who I am or whatever? And she's like, of course I could. And he's like,
oh, flawless impression.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? So actually what kind of sold me on this movie, kind of like in a sappy-ish way. So like when they're on like, when they're on the Scottish Highlands and like they're dressed like preppies or whatever, but then Sean Connery's doing that overdub and it's kind of doing flashbacks of like the whole movie. I'm like, oh, okay. Like it was like, I'm like, hey, you got me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like this because it was like during the middle, like his wife in Scotland, like, but during when he was back in Scotland, like that was sad. Like,
yes.
Like it was, for as like corny and cheesy as this movie is and can be, it's got some really like touching moments, and it's really good.
Yeah, I had the same thought where Christopher Lambert, like not a great actor, but yeah, that scene I was just like, oh, that's depressing.
Yeah, it's super sad. And she's like, where are we? He like tells her where they are. It's just, it's rough. There's Nazis.
Yes, I wish there was more.
Yeah, that scene didn't last very long. It's where the little girl who's actually grew up to be his
assistant secretary person.
Yeah.
Dude, and have Highlander kill Hitler, dude, like in an alternate reality.
Like if he was like, if you guys were a Highlander, like, or whatever, a quickening person, would you go out and just like be like, hey, I can't die. Let's just go take care of business.
Oh, dude, I'd go to Vegas, like shit on craps tables. Double entendre there. Dude, I would fuck shit up, dude. It'd be, yeah.
That's kind of what he does, because it shows him during like, I don't know, like the Revolutionary War. Like he's having the duel with the one guy.
Oh, yeah.
When he's like super drunk and just
oh, yeah.
So he kind of does.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah.
Speaking of flashbacks, dude, on a Pluto TV, that app where it's just TV or whatever, I started watching Deadliest Warrior.
Oh,
do you remember that?
They have the different like warriors fight, the Viking versus the whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So I watched Teddy Roosevelt versus Lawrence of Arabia. Dude.
So who won?
So, Teddy Roosevelt. Come on.
Okay. Good.
So like maybe we should have. Let's see. So Highlander versus William Wallace. Oh, that's two Scots, though. I guess that would be good.
Well, Highlander, I mean, he's immortal. William Wallace, stab him and he's dead. Highlander, you got to really just.
Okay, so we need someone immortal then.
Yes,
exactly, or somebody that's going to give him like more of a challenge, like a Terminator.
It's funny that you say that because I think it was actually listed in the trivia. I guess a lot of people have said that Highlander, like the plot is just a copy, basically just ripped off Terminator 1.
What? I respectfully disagree.
I don't see it.
I guess the only difference is, obviously Terminator, he comes from the future, and Highlander, he's basically coming from the past. But
right. I'm trying to think of who I want Highlander to fight.
I told you, a Terminator.
Yeah.
Fine. How about
Superman?
Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, agreement. Hercules.
Oh.
Remember?
Ooh, that would be good.
Yeah, Hercules. Yeah, versus, what's his deal?
Highlander?
That's the one. What about versus Link?
The monkey?
Okay, so you're proposing Highlander.
Yes.
Who is immortal.
Right.
Cannot die.
Right.
Fight a monkey.
The monkey can shoot guns, dude.
It was a super smart monkey.
Exactly.
That is true. And he did. Oh wait, which one survived the shotgun blast? What was that monkey's name? Imp?
Oh yeah, maybe. I think so.
I don't remember Link. I don't remember the other ones.
I'd rather him fight that monkey, not Link.
Okay, that's fine then. That's fine. But I'd almost probably pay to watch that.
As a movie or a pay-per-view?
Real life.
Yeah, because the Highlanders are real, and so are super intelligent chimps.
Hey, monkeys are smart. Or chimps or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. No.
Not orangutans, they're idiots. I don't have any more notes.
It's like almost 2 hours. Could have been shorter because it gets filled up with a lot of just like things happening that don't really need to happen. It's almost like they want the plot to be super like thick.
Yeah, I felt like overall generally too long.
Sorry, I had a notification that I was.
I felt like the whole Sean Connery Highlander training sequence could have been like a montage. Because in the movie, it's like 20 minutes, I think, of them training.
It's very long, and it's almost montagey at certain points, but then it like will stop, and then they'll start like exposition for like 5 minutes, and then back to like a montagey type thing.
Yeah. Yep. Correct.
So I agree. If they just stuck with it as a montage, it would have been good.
Mm-hmm. The filmmakers were shocked to find out that Christopher Lambert barely spoke any English when he hired on to do this movie.
You know how when you do a book report and you have to present it in front of the class and you clearly didn't read the book?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't know. You see where it's just like, wouldn't
research.
Wouldn't you look into this actor that you're hiring?
The original pick for Connor McLeod was Kurt Russell.
I don't like that.
And the reason why he didn't do it was because of his girlfriend, Goldie Hawn, at the time. So instead, he starred in Big Trouble in Little China.
That's a great movie. Yeah.
Clancy Brown, who played Kurgan, he originally wanted his character to be dressed in a suit and a bowler hat.
I hate that.
Yeah.
that would have been different.
So basically the villain from Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Yeah, I was just going to say the one, the Nicolas Cage one.
Yep. Christopher Lambert has claimed to only have seen this movie once, and that was at the premiere.
Yeah, I believe it.
He should own it. This is his best work.
It's framed.
He's like, I'm a real Highlander.
Michael Keaton was also considered to play the Highlander.
Yes. I love Michael Keaton, so I would have been all in.
Patrick Swayze, I think he would have been good.
Even better.
Patrick Swayze. I can't remember Judd Nelson.
Ew. You started off super strong when you said Patrick Swayze, and then you're just progressively getting worse.
I'm just thinking of like 80s Patrick Swayze. I can't really think of like 80s guys like, I don't know.
Ralph Macchio.
So in terms of the notes and trivia, that's all I have. Other than I do want to try the Glenmorangie or whatever whiskey.
Yeah.
The whiskey he orders at the bar. Morangie?
Oh, Glenmorangie?
He pronounces it with 4 different syllables.
Yeah.
Why don't I remember that? When he's striking out at the bar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention because I was just already thinking of this alternate movie.
Last note I'll share. When he's invited over to that woman's house, and he brings over the super old like brandy and stuff, and he's smelling it, and he's like, Mozart's whatever last mass symphony.
Right. Yeah.
And he's basically just like, this was bottled in 1783. And she goes, wow, that's old. I heard that. I was like, that's stupid. And then immediately thought, I would probably have the same reaction. If I went to someone's house and they're like, oh, this book is from 1863. I would probably be like, wow, that's old. I was like, oh, maybe I'm the idiot.
Not so smart, are you?
Now that we have talked about Highlander, Brand, do you still recommend it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a great film. It's really good.
Nice. And Brian, you're kind of on the fence, but recommending it. Has that changed at all?
Yeah, you know what? I do recommend it. I wish it was a smidge shorter, maybe like hour 45. I mean, I get it, but no, it's good. I recommend it.
Yeah,
it's good for like fantasy folk like
Yeah.
Right, Brad.
True. Yeah, I agree. And that's the thing. I don't know because I watched this on Amazon, I believe. Yeah, and I'm not sure. Like we talked about earlier, I'm sure there's some like director's cut or extended cut or whatever. I don't know what we watched, but yeah, I agreed, a little too long. And how are your drinks? There's various whiskeys and beers and bourbons and.
It's still good.
Coffee.
Still Old Barton. Still tasty. Probably poured a little too much, but that's fine.
It's the weekend.
It's only 2:00. Who cares? I go all the way until 8 until I pass out.
All right. I think that will do it for this time. Yeah. So until next time, boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
If you like Nick Cage and horrible great movies from the Cannon Group Films, then like, comment, and subscribe for Nick Uncaged podcast.